their own terms, start fights and move across the map. The Alistar, one of Ornn's real specialty picks as well. One of his real highlights of last year was that incredible team fight at MSI where he manages to flash headbutt AD carry back into his own team. NIP, what are you going to round this out with now? You have to blind pick top lane. You have to have an answer in the jungle which can maybe stop BLG's aggressive play. Something like a Shinsao wouldn't go amiss for Ahri. Could potentially help.
I love how much NIP are enjoying this draft. Like, hovering the Darius, hovering the Draven as well. Like, they're clearly coming in with good spirits. That is great to see. They're in double elimination. If they lose here today, they are still alive in playoffs. The Renekton's going to be locked in as the blind. The Nocturne comes through for Ahri, which has worked for NIP in the past. And we'll see what BLG are going to go for as the answer to this Renekton up top.
So this is, again, I think this draft is very much about side laning already. You're looking at Gnar, you need to handle your mini-Gnar bar very well. If you are mini-Gnar at the wrong point, you die for free. Because that Nocturne comes into you, that Taliyah comes into you. And that's why it's not going to be the Gnar. It's the Ornn, it is weak side central. Bin just wants to be unkillable in a side lane beyond a certain point. Of course, with no Rek'Sai, this is kind of like, well, we were talking about this earlier. It feels like Rek'Sai is a newer version of what Ornn used to be. Hyper weak side, but becomes unreally tanky. This game might not be about straight 5v5s, it very much can be. I think this will be about who can pull the trigger most effectively in the skirmishes.
I think there's an important statistic that I need to bring to you. We always compliment players on their win rates on certain champions. Well, Bin, he's played 8 games of Ornn in his career.
How many has he won of them, Joe?
He's won one of them.
Oh!
He's won and 7.
Okay!
If you think back to last year, Bin famously did not play tanks until spring playoffs. It was 12 months ago that 369 slapped him up and down the rift and told him that he has to be able to play tanks. It's a year on, and Bin is bringing the Ornn out in the playoffs. Let's see how much he's improved on the pick over the course of a year.
We have uncased, unfrozen, broken open that casket of some of these hidden weapons for these teams. The Ornn might not be so much of a hidden weapon. We'll just see how much that's been developed. But particularly these mid laners, they get their hands on potentially their very best champions each. The Ahri for Knight might just be the best champion in the world, player of that champion in the world. Rookie on the Taliyah, similar kind of accolades. At least in the LPL, they have shown themselves to be absolute masters of these champions. Laning phase, getting out onto the map in the team fights as well. This one is one to watch.
This one, both teams, such similar compositions. It's going to be all about the scrap on the bottom side as we head into Game 4 between BLG and NIP. A lot of signs saying 3-1 in the crowd. A lot of BLG believers here. I'm sure those signs said 3-0 earlier on today. Unfortunately, that never came true. NIP have shown up in a way that I think a lot of people are surprised to see. We saw the Moon Breath combo of the Yasuo with the Diana. And now NIP, another level 1 strategy. They've got the Nautilus available. Knight will spot it out though, and he'll walk away with his life. But it means Aki can start on this blue buff.
There is an important thing which I just saw as well. So, Rookie has played this champion, Ahri, in the mid lane for 10 years. Now, Knight has taken that champion and has used the skin, which Rookie has used his entire career on Ahri, the Foxfire Ahri, all the way back in 2014. That was Rookie's choice of that one, so maybe just a little bit of ego coming in. Shun, not the strongest champion at level 1 on the Vi, but if there's no one there to contest you, who cares, really? It's just going to be a bit of a vertical jungling. Shun in one side of the jungle, Ak in the other.
Good hook from Zhuo to start the laning phase off. On trying to tank up on that front line and still maintaining presence in that middle brush as well, using the aftershock to try and get onto Zhuo. But Photic and Zhuo, Nautilus and the Jinx, you're going to be hard pressed to get Prior in this lane.
Yeah, the Rockets give you way too much Prior early on, and On would need to get himself like a level 1 pulverize really easily. He hasn't got himself the aftershock before any of this damage comes down. It's a big part of this trade, and now Photic and Zhuo, they were on the back end of some really bad trades at level 1 in the very last one. Now they get themselves a chance to walk up, get an early level 2, early push, and that means with Aki on bot side as well. BLG really don't have that much to say about this. The only good thing here for BLG is that Nocturne is not good at early dives, so he's going to leave the bot side of the jungle, go onto his own side, and potentially test Shun elsewhere on the map.
You can see the stats absolutely insane for NIP. these Nautilus compositions, especially with the Taliyah, the kind of Avengers Assemble style of everyone flying to one side of the map. Luckily for Bin, we're only showing stats from this year. So his Ornn currently neutral as opposed to 1 and 7, which is his all-time Ornn stats. And Knight though, 6-0 on Zeri. Like, it's all about the mid lane matchup today. We knew it would be. We come in and we saw a control mage matchup to start with, and I was a little disappointed by that. Since then, it's been nothing but bangers in the mid lane, and Taliyah versus Ahri, two of the most powerful picks in the meta right now, between two of the most powerful players in the entire game.
We've seen Rookie and Knight both go towards the dematerializers. It really shows their mindset. They want to shove and leave this lane as soon as possible and try and get themselves active onto the map. One of the reasons why I call Knight the best Ahri in the world and Rookie the best Taliyah in the world is how quick they accelerate the game. If you make a mistake, they very quickly find an opening as it happens in bot lane first.
Flashes, Zhuo's knocked underneath the tower, but there was a minion. So Zhuo doesn't even take a tower shot. That's 4 summoners down for Ornn. And Aki's on the bottom side of the map, but Shun spotted him. I don't know if they can go for a dive realistically.
Again, it's the Nocturne is not awesome at diving. It doesn't have any mobility to get under the tower quickly. Has to kind of flash in to get immediate combos in the duration of the CC. Otherwise, you have to walk up to melee range and then start the dive. Can sometimes be a bit difficult. So they are going to be safe from that for now. And the backs are stopped by NIP. He's used the E. Oh, Elk, this is your problem.
Summoners available for Photic as Zhuo Hex flashes towards Elk, gets the route onto On. The hook is there. Photic trying to set it up as Aki moves in. One last rocket in the flash for first blood. On in no man's land, and NIP start with 2.
Such an important laning phase from Photic and Zhuo. Elk and On, really quite uncharacteristic mistakes of them at the level 1 mark. Leaves them quite far behind. They fail themselves that all-in under the bot lane turret as well. So a couple of bot lane mistakes from BLG, despite the fact that they've been so good at playing around their bot lane laning phase in this split, is going to lead them into a very difficult scenario now in this early game.
Phenomenal stuff from NIP. We said that with a Nocturne composition, realistically, you want to be snowballing. A kill into Aki's inventory, a kill into Photic's inventory as well. You could not pick better targets to have that gold early.
So, BLG playing behind the pace of the game so far. Aki, of course, he's going to have himself his level 6 on a pretty good tick as well. Shun, he's maybe even spotted on a little bit of vision. No, that's on the Scuttle Shrine. I have to imagine he steps past that. And he does have a spot lane on the roam as well. How quickly can Shun and Knight get themselves on the board? This duo, this Vi Ahri from these two players has been absolutely legendary, as you mentioned, in Champion Select. NIP, they're not out of the woods yet, but it's a fantastic start from 3 grubs as well. They will not sniff at that.
BLG going to be the ones to trade Drake for this one. You'd expect them to be able to just finish this one. Aki moving into the bottom side, but with On there and a control ward in that brush. Not sure that's a fight they want. Zhuo may have overstepped for this, honestly. Yeah. He's in Tribrush right now. Photic is trying to help out his support. Zhuo, where are we? What? What? Rookie has to try and bail the play out. And suddenly On is the one in no man's land, but he uses Photic as a way to get to his team. Puts Photic into the play. Zhuo's going to go down, so is On. And Photic gets a reset. Shun has to try and escape from this one as Photic continues to fire away. Knight ults out of the play. I don't know how NIP went even on that.
Oh, it's just been a huge amount of time bought by Zhuo. It means that the rest of the team can get into position. He was well out of no man's land for a long time, and a Rookie looking for the combo. Good sidestep by Elk means that he's not going to be under threat as well. So we have both these mid laners getting into the play. We saw the Dark Seal picked up from Knight, and he has a kill. So that's 2 stacks on the Dark Seal right now. He's bought a Magi's in every game he's done so far. He might need to be the main character of this one again, as he is the one person who is ahead in this early game from BLG. On the other side, NIP, very happy as an ensemble unit from the early game.
Shanji going to go for Dominus up top here, trying to get some damage down onto Bin. I'm not sure there's kill threat, but maybe I'm wrong there as he gets a couple more autos in. Bin looks for the Ornn combo, gets the knock-up, doesn't get the knock-up off of the Q though. And the Brittle flashed away from Shanji, escaping with his life, but good combo from Bin there.
Oh, On!
On now has stepped way too far out of position and just gives a free kill over.
What is happening with Elk and On? Photic and Zhuo, they've punished them so hard, but on the other side, Elk and On, The standards we hold them to are very, very high, and they are not living up to them here in Game 4. NIP, they are very happy to see that, though. That was giving themselves a great platform. We're going to see a Hex Flash over. We are. Zhuo, he's going to spot out Elk, and he's not going to be able to land a hook in this one. Maybe afraid of Ornn coming back into the play, leading over something back. However, on the other side of the map, good news, though, for the 1-7 Ornn all time. Bin has done a good job in this top side of getting himself a slight advantage. Problem is, though, well, Ornn's going to be safe there. We'll be able to stop that talk there. But problem is, BLG have left this Ornn on strong side top lane. You don't want the Ornn as the strong side if at all possible, and that's been the problem. NIP get to play around this Jinx on the bottom side, being very, very happy about life, and on the other side, you're not giving up any huge advantages to this top laner of the Ornn.
It's a tough one here for BLG, and again, this is a team that aren't that great at coming back from a deficit. They've still yet to win a game when they were behind at 15. It's a 2,000 gold lead for NIP, and they are hoping to continue snowballing that as Knight's nearly caught out in the river. And I feel like NIP this game, the entire game plan is play through Fog of War. The amount of plays on this bottom side that have started.
Nocturne. Huh.
Okay. Speaking of Fog of War, Ahri just, he likes it. Wants to throw in a shade. I'm not talking about the all chat like in LCS. I mean, maybe NIP just wanted to... Maybe it's actually NAP, it's nap time. Maybe that's it. Turn out the lights. We're going to have a little bit of shut-eye. And they like darkness. It's their safe place. It's where they all come from when they do their big assassination moves. Well, Ahri had the Poppy and the Hex Gates earlier. Now he gets the Nocturne. He's had both flavors now. Not quite Neapolitan. Only 2 flavors so far. I say that he has played other junglers as well, but you know.
No, we're ignoring them for the sake of this.
Shanji sidesteps the knock-up here. Spin potentially looks for more again. Shanji forced away. The second you see that Q come out, if you're in a bad position, the Ornn follows.
That's what happens. Okay, right. That was actually... So the Nocturne ult was popped because it was meant to be a very quick follow-up onto Knight, because that combo could have come through from Rookie very, very close. Forced the flash away from Knight all the same, and that's kind of important, because that flash on Ahri means that it's a little harder to survive some of these CC combos, especially with the point and click of the Nautilus and the Nocturne being very, very deadly against you.
Photic swapping up to the top side here. It's NIP going to grab themselves 6 grubs. I feel like grubs have been very one-sided in this series. Like, over the last few weeks, we've seen a lot of teams trading grubs, going like 2 for 1 on each grub spawn, and like, generally speaking, that's felt like that's been the meta. That's been the approach to grubs for most teams. This series, total opposite. We are seeing 5 and 6 grubs almost every game here. NIP, the benefactors this time around.
And, yeah, I mean, thing is, most of the time LPL was just saying, look, 6 grubs are too powerful to give over, and we can see now that, you know, Shanji is with the Demolish with this. It's like, well, you can't quite get the Demolish on the tower there. One of the problems against Ornn is that you can actually stop the towers pretty effectively. See right there, though.
Oh, knocked up onto the tower. Ornn is available if Bin wants to go for it, and he will. Looking for that first knock-up. That's going to be there. Brittle comes in. The breath comes in to get the second Brittle, but Shanji spaces it. Knight moves over. The knock-up is there, and the follow-up is too easy. Charm for Rookie as well. Knight getting cheeky with it, saving that for a bonus follow-up.
Again, just more of Knight getting on the board early. It doesn't always have to be the flashy charm. It's just getting the kill participation. And now he's on 4 Dark Seal stacks, 2 kills in the early game. Now, NIP have the gold advantage, but if they allow this Ahri to get into the game, the next time this happens, especially with the Malignance built in as well now, it does feel like NIP will need to be very, very respectful. Right the way from draft, we said, hey, it feels like it's going to be a side laning kind of game. And NIP, they've lost a couple of kills through there already now.
Does feel like that is the way in for BLG. I mean, Knight on the Malignance, 4 stacks on the Dark Seal. It is, it's exciting to see. Even with BLG falling behind, Knight having the 4 stacks early on Ahri is never not going to be exciting as a viewer. And I feel like this is a game where BLG, they need to show us that they can come back from a deficit. They need to show us that they've got that playmaking in them. This is not going to be just a slow and steady game for them. They've got to make things happen. And it feels like they've got a composition that can make things happen too.
Particularly on isolated members who are out of position. Now, I think Shanji has had a bit of a rough split in a lot of ways, especially compared to his 2023, but he had a good series against FPX. Now, the thing is, in this one, with last game, on the Cassante, he got really exposed in side lanes. If that happens this game, Shanji could be the reason that NIP lose this game. Now, it might be unfair to say that, but if he is not side laning effectively, and it's very easy to punish it on the side of BLG, then that could be the snowball which starts for BLG, even from behind the pace of the game. As it stands right now, BLG going towards top side. They have themselves ults almost up again for Bin. They have themselves a great way to start this fight, and they have some vision control to stop Platinum.
Getting a lot of vision on this top side. Obviously, Herald not up for another minute and a half as on. Sneaking into these lane brushes alongside Knight, maybe a chance for a pick.
Shun's here as well. Where is Bin? Where's Bin in this equation? Because if he's there, he can throw an ult into this too. This is why we're saying side laning, very, very dangerous. He's showed himself on bot side, so he's not there to play himself. And Rookie's walked up. This is the problem. BLG, they have the side lane punish comp.
Rookie's got to make the magic happen, but you can't do much against the flash ult from Shun. The combo is gorgeous, and that opens this map wide for BLG.
3 kills, 6 stacks, and a continuation of it. Over 28 KDA on this champion for Knight. We said it was a problem for them letting this champion through. Remember NIP, they first picked the Nautilus. Zhuo's had a great series, and that champion's been very powerful. But even though, just feels like maybe giving that Ahri to the best player of it in the world was a bit of a mistake here. Now BLG once again showing that they're side laning very strong in this composition, despite the early lead from NIP.
This is a special game. This is a game that we get to watch where BLG have struggled in the early game and Knight has all of their resources. Knight has everything. Elkanon underperforming down in that bottom side. Bin is on Ornn. He's not going to carry this game. The split MVP for BLG has to be the main character if they want to finish this series in the way that, realistically, in terms of expectations, they should finish this series 3-1. They should have finished this series 3-0 in terms of expectations. NIP have come out and surprised everyone today. And they're in the lead in game number 4, wanting to go to 5 games. They've got to 5 games every single series of playoffs so far. And they've just about made it on through each time. Can they? In fact, no, they haven't. What am I talking about?
It was the 4 game against
FPX. But against WE, barely surviving those 5 games. Game 4, they managed to just about... Yeah. I mean, they managed to look really good to start with and then nearly threw it away.
Side lane play potential again. You can see this time, NIP, they're shielding Rookie as he pushes in. He doesn't have himself the Seraphs yet. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes towards a Seekers, even a second item, because of just the threat of the dive onto him. You see the NIP, they've wised up a little bit. Problem is, they've had to wise up to the side lane play after they lost 2 kills in side lanes back to back. And also Shanji doesn't have well, I mean, you can pretend to be a wizard lizard, but you shouldn't really go Seekers. That's more like Darien tech from Season 2 on the Renekton. That was a long time ago, but he's not going to be as safe in that side lane as potentially someone with Zhonya's and a Stasis active can have. And BLG, again, trying to avoid going up to the big confrontations. They're opening up the map. On walking across now with the ultimate on the Alistar to be tanky. Puts down vision, knows that he's safe to do so. Knight trying to deny some minions to that tower. See that on the other side. You do have the Herald being pushed in mid lane, so NIP chance for a power play in mid.
No wizard lizard today, but one thing you can say in that mid lane is you are a wizard, Ahri, and you fully expect the AP to come through for Knight. Not going to be.
I mean, so funnily enough, I like AD Ahri. It's a very fun playstyle without the Shiv. I liked it even before Shiv. All of these hipsters trying that one after LeBlanc did. Either way, now we get ourselves potential for another big pick somewhere. Again, NIP need to be so afraid when Shun and Knight are off the vision in particular.
So Drake up in 15 seconds. NIP, they've got control in that bottom side. It feels like Bin going to try and move in and clear some of that vision. It's quite difficult to face check in, but I mean, even at level 12, he's so tanky.
Here we go.
Combo onto Zhuo here, and the TP immediately as On flashes away, and it means Elk is caught out. On betrays his AD carry, and Elk goes down. 30-second death timer. That's Drake for NIP.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. If Elk, if On gets hit, Elk survives, and maybe they could have survived with Onn's ultimate, but that's not going to be the case. So NIP showcasing that while BLG might win through side lanes, the straight-up 5v5s are much harder. The Nautilus and the Taliyah very, very strong at denying different entries into the fight and finding that first pick. BLG don't manage the execution of the approach. They're going to get punished. The problem is now, BLG would have loved to just cross-map at that point, just get themselves a push-in and side lane. Can't really do that on bot side, I suppose, but they would have loved to get themselves something else right now. Photic's caught.
Can the charm land? Yes, you believe it can. Knight finds himself yet another. That's 4 kills, that's 8 Dark Seal stacks, and that is BLG's hope in this series. Ornn is caught once again, having a terrible game on the Alistar, as Elk tries to save his support. Ornn dodges away from the rocks, Zhuo has to follow, and Rookie flashes to finish the kill. Now Shun gets into the action. It's the minion wave blocking these skill shots. Knight has that charm available, needs to find the angle. Ornn horn sounds, charms followed up, Zhuo flashes just before the CC lands.
Oh my gosh, that could have been a really dangerous point. Because you have an Ornn, you can dive towers very early into the game, has a lot of armor. See that BLG, despite the fact that the 5v5s are a little bit difficult for them, get themselves some really good picks around the side of it. Starts with Ornn going in too ambitiously. He's had a bad game on Alistar. From the laning phase, he made a lot of mistakes, and then after this point, Elk missed the memo. Maybe he thought that Ornn was just going to press his ultimate. He doesn't end up seeing that that hook is coming his way all the same. Gets absolutely bludgeoned by that one. However, as we said, Knight has all of the resources. Best thing about Ahri players who know that they have enough damage, they are patient with the charm. You don't have to throw it out early. He uses that there, stops Photic from any chance of escaping.
And I love that we see BLG fishing for a play there, and then NIP answering in kind, right? It's like after the objective, trying to catch people out of position when they think resets are there. It goes both ways. The Rookie flashing to finish the kill onto Ornn. And unfortunately, BLG can't quite finish the follow-up.
Shanji, he's not in a good spot here. This could be a problem. This is a free kill again. Shanji in side lanes has been an issue.
He's caught out. He will be knocked up, but Brittle not quite enough. The Dominus comes on through, and it means he does survive. Bin getting onto the tower to demolish. Not quite enough to finish the job.
There's going to be a bit of an issue here now. Because Bin is going to be so ungodly tanky compared to everyone else on the map. You've got the Alistar as well, and yes, they're 0 and 4, and Ornn's not been positioning that well, but he'll still have his ultimate to press. There's going to be a point in this game where I feel like NIP are going to struggle with frontline to frontline, and even though Ahri's not the best at killing tanks in the frontline, you've got Elk on the Zeri who can very much do that, and I feel like there might be a point, despite the fact that you have a Jinx and a Taliyah with a lot of gold on NIP's squad, that BLG might be able to play around the frontline as soon as Bin gets towards the late game.
The other side of the conversation is, like, yeah, Ahri's not that good at killing tanks, but realistically, NIP don't actually have proper tanks either. Like, it's a support Nautilus and it's a Renekton in the top lane. It's not, like, comparatively to an Ornn and an Alistar that can press R, you're really nowhere near as tanky as the front line of BLG when you get to that late game stage. But the advantage for NIP still exists. They've got that minor gold lead, they've got the 6 scrubs, they've got 2 Drakes. 2 minutes until that next Drake spawns onto the map.
So, big thing as well. Knight has bought a Medjai's in every single game of Ahri he has played. Again, he's using the skin, which Rookie has used his whole career for 10 years in this champion, and claiming it as his own in this one. 8 stacks in it right now. Once you get past 10 stacks, you get yourself an extra 10% bonus movement speed. Now, I don't know about you, Renekton playing as high movement speed champions kind of sucks. Same with trying to hit skill shots onto this mobile fox in the mid lane as well. You press that W, you go up to about, 50% movement speed for a short burst of speed. Now we see Encore out again!
Does find a knock-up aftershock there, but I mean, he just goes down and he's just feeding gold into Photic. At this point, that's his 2nd kill of the game. Getting close to a 2nd item there. The AD carry roll a little bit behind the curve there compared to Elk in terms of items, but even still, he'll be happy with that. And a tier 1 goes down. Again, Ornn just really underestimating the positioning NIP are going to have.
So what happens here? So, does he get punted over the wall by Rookie? It's a combo that puts him over the wall. So Ornn caught out again. You know what? With the picture-in-picture in there are some caveats. Rookie absolutely slams him down there. That's a great play from the mid laner of NIP.
So it wasn't Ornn inting, it was the observers inting us.
Ah,
we didn't see the context of the play. Unfortunate for Ornn, but great little play by Rookie, like timing it from the last time he saw the player. Finds the knockback and sets up for yet another pick. And Ornn falling pretty far behind. I'm amazed he's still even in levels, considering the amount of time he spent dead.
Well, I'm not going to question what Ornn does in this game anymore. He's just going to be the cow in the front line. He has his 1st level of his ultimate. That's fine. Of course, again, that clip again reminds us that it's not just Knight on Ahri, it's Rookie on Taliyah as well. 8 and 3 on this champion, had an incredible split on it. He has controlled the game so much. Dragon up, it would be soul point for NIP. It's a Chemtech Soul, so BLG don't have to fight for this one. I wonder whether they can find themselves a better team fight. They've been struggling on the intro to the fight so far, probably because Ornn's been the one hooked quite a lot, but they do have Ornn item coming through. Knight just picks up the upgraded Malignance.
So, BLG in river first here. Zhuo confident though to just walk on in and clear some of this vision. Shun starts the Drake off. BLG on the bot side of the play. NIP trying to contest.
Okay, Bin trying to hold the door shut. He can press W into the first Nautilus hook, and indeed he does. That's the power of this Ornn. Actually a front line compared to other champions, and we've got it come through into a flip. Shanji has flash on the flank, and here comes the wall.
Wall comes through, it's a 50-50 on the smite, and it's taken by Elk, and the fight might be two. First kill already, and Elk stacking away. Knight dives in on the Ahri to find a little bit more. Caught by a zap though, is Zhuo forced away on the top side. Elk getting one is plenty for BLG.
That it is. So that's going to be one kill, one dragon, and NIP not able to start the fight through the Ornn. The Ornn is so disastrous for NIP's front to back once they get to this amount of gold. I mean, they're a level ahead of Shanji as well, because Shanji has been kind of punished on the side lane. We did say that early into the game, well, it's a problem that BLG have weak side bot lane, and it's an Ornn that's benefiting from the top side. Now it pays dividends. The wall comes in. Ahri flies into the fight, but he's looking for a steal at best. He flies into the via the Ahri. That combo does a lot of damage. You know, Knight picks up some Magi stacks from this suit. Again, it's important that you pick that item before the big fight. He does have the 10 stacks now, and Elk is the one that gets the gold too. So benefiting from both of these carries now.
It's like you said before, Ornn, he may be behind in the game. He's still level 6 Alistar, and this time it's Zhuo caught out. Ornn sets up for the follow-up there. The stun comes in. Can they actually finish the kill, though? He's tagging one last charm. Will do the trick. Flick back from Rookie onto his opposite member, but Knight gets out with his life.
So it's 14 stacks now. Again, you get 5 AP per stack, so on top of the regular 20 on top of it, that's 70 AP. It's a very cheap item. Knight, if he goes towards that Death Cap as the next item, the full item of Magi's gives you over 200 AP as a single one, and you have the Ornn item as well. So it feels like right now, Knight has a lot of the resources, has every bit of resources from BLG, and he is being supercharged towards that late game.
It's like high-risk, high-reward version of Boots, right? Where you get a lot of value for the amount of gold that it costs you. And Knight, because of that fact, you know, even in terms of like proper items, but then instead of having the half item that Rookie's got in the Blighted Crystal, he's got that Magi's, and then a half item on top of it as well. Like you say, getting close to the potential death cap there. That is a terrifying pick. Knight, like you say, picking up Rookie's skin to take this matchup and looking phenomenal so far in this game. Trying to clear the wave here. Shun moves in to try and protect as well. Rookie does not get caught. And the wave will be cleared. Knight
he gets it!
Last second on the rocks! And Rookie turns golden, but I don't think he can survive this one. It's Zeri to get the kill as Elk starts it off. And BLG, they've never won from a deficit this split, but they are making it.
Oh, Shun!
The Ornn on top of Shun's engage. Immaculate gameplay in the mid lane, in the mid game. And now onto the Baron.
Why did they give Knight Ahri? That'll be the question which NIP will be asking after this game. A full stacked Death Note in the inventory. And Rookie's the one that fills the last pages of it. He's had a great game on the Taliyah, but it just hasn't been enough. This is the problem playing against BLG. You can't just be good. You have to be damn perfect. Knight actually doesn't fire the charm at first because of the might spawning. But then when he kills the wave, dashes in again. He'd already been stunned by the minefield, so he can't be again. Gets the charm, and Rookie goes down. Huge play by Knight on the top side. Once again, taking this team and the game by the scruff of its neck and throwing them towards the finish line. What a fantastic player.
What a performance from not only the split MVP, but one of the best mid laners the LPL has ever seen. This is a team that not only is our first seed, but wants to be the first seed when it comes to MSI. They are just about booking their ticket to the upper bracket final here. BLG, a dominant performance in the games that they've won, now falling behind in game number 4, and for the first time this year, might just win from that deficit.
So we saw that Rookie's actually gone, Knight rather has gone for the Zhonyas, and I think that's very intelligent. You know, I think that when you're playing against the Taliyah and the Nautilus, you want yourself the ability to still play aggressive, use your gold lead, but not just immediately get one shot for it. So let's see if Knight can position even more aggressively, almost at level 16 for that hugely low cooldown ultimate. Shun on, looking to help him set up for that as well, smashing through these turrets with the Baron buff.
And guess what? They may have been behind before, but they know how to play with the lead, and they have that lead. It's 5,000 in their favor. With Baron on top, the Ornn horn sounds, and Rookie doesn't have a flash this time around. He doesn't even get to move! In fact, he did a flash up, but he didn't get to use it in time. The flash ult from Bin, too damn clean. And I think that phrase represents this entire team this year. They lose one in the best of fives, but they are knocking on the doors of the Nexus. Two cannons setting this one up. As Ahri tries to defend in the mid lane, there's still a tier 2 in that mid lane as BLG realize they've got to go the long way round.
Oh my word, BLG, they are absolutely ruthless. Walking forwards onto the, again, just continuing to get themselves onto the map, containing that vision. Ornn items from Bin being a huge factor in this too. Now you have the Obsidian Cleaver, you've got his own, that Parasite in the top side as well. With Dash out and Lock It too. BLG just continually getting more stats on the board.
Yeah, weird to see the AD carry, the only one not with an upgrade.
Oh!
There's a flash in from Shanji, but I don't think he's got the damage. And nobody there to follow it up. Ahri just clearing the wave as this goes on. And Knight now try. Wait, Elk just dives into 3. And in the meantime, Zhuo's caught out. How does nobody punish Elk for that? 1v3, he dives forward, and he's still on half his HP. No, he's not, because Photic just autos him. Elk with a massive misstep, and now they dive under the tower. Who cares if you've got no AD carry? Rookie is going to try and survive here. Knight charging forwards again. Rookie versus the world here in the mid lane. Bin's behind him as Sean dashes forward once more. The knockback is there. Ahri has a bit of, I mean, Bin's just invincible. Who can kill him?
Who can kill him?
He's been attacking for like 10 minutes straight. Bin's still got half his HP. Rookie now turns golden. Flash still there, but it's not going to come through. Another double. 11, 0, and 5. Knight has taken over against one of the best mid laners in the world. Knight gets his signature Ahri, and he dominates NIP. He makes them rue the day they ever made it to double elimination. BLG, your first seed. Knight, your spring split MVP, will go 3-1 against NIP.
What domination. BLG, they dropped a game against NIP, but they remind us very, very swiftly why they are the best team. See the side. Not just Knight Ahri with the Medjais in tow as well. Feels like he just understands the ins and outs of that champion so ridiculously well. He leaves that game with a year KDA on Ahri of 34. 34 KDA! Over 7 victories on that champion. NIP, they threw the gauntlet down. They threw the gamble and said, look, we can take it. We've got Rookie on Taliyah. He's definitely one of the best mid laners in the LPL, and he is. Oh, Rookie is definitely one of them, but Knight is just worlds apart right now. BLG are worlds apart.
I mean, the top lane play, where Knight simply just outplayed Rookie's Taliyah, getting that pick and setting up the follow-up play.
Yeah.
BLG winning from behind here and all through their mid lane. And honestly, his bot lane kind of running it down for a lot of this game. But Knight not going to allow that to stop him. Bin having a great game on the Ornn as well. Fantastic engages coming out from him and showing that those 12 months passing has changed who he is as a player. And the 3 coming out across 3 different players.
Now, of course, NIP, this is not the end of the road for them. They do have a loser's bracket to go towards. They will face the loser of JG versus Top Esports, which is being played